Hey, welcome. So you spend any time online and you know what it's like. The world of health advice is it's a total war zone of conflicting opinions, right? It's completely overwhelming and honestly, it just makes you want to give up.
I mean, it's constant. Carbs are the enemy. No, wait, fat is the bad guy. You absolutely have to do HIIT workouts. Actually, no, steady-state cardio is way better. Does that sound familiar? It feels pretty much impossible to figure out what's actually true, and most of us are just left guessing.
So, for this explainer, we thought, let's cut through all that noise. We went right to the source. We're talking neurosurgeons, top-tier personal trainers, dietitians, and instead of looking for what they argue about, we asked a different question. What's the common ground? What are the foundational things they all agree are completely non-negotiable for a healthy life?
And the very first pillar, the one that every single expert brings up without fail, is, ironically, the one we are always the quickest to sacrifice: sleep. And listen, it's not just about feeling rested. It's a critical, active maintenance process for your entire body, and it all starts with your brain.
Okay, so think about it like this. All day long, your brain is working hard, and just like any hard-working engine, it produces waste, toxic byproducts. Well, as neurosurgeon Dr. Bateja explains, when you're in deep sleep, this amazing thing called the glymphatic system kicks into gear. It's like a power washing crew for your brain, literally flushing out all those toxins. But here's the catch. That cleaning crew only works when you're in deep sleep.
And the consequences of skipping this cleanup are, well, they're serious. When that system doesn't get to run, toxins like amyloid start to build up. And that's what causes that brain fog, the forgetfulness, the increased stress. There was this crazy story about a guy who, after years of bad sleep, literally couldn't remember the password to his own car. And when they did an MRI, his brain showed significant amyloid deposits. It was a direct result of skipping that nightly cleanup, year after year.
All right, so once your brain is cleaned up and restored, it's time to talk about pillar number 2, the fuel you put in your body. And according to all the experts, quality fuel isn't just about what you're eating, it's about how you're supporting the trillions of tiny bacteria that live in your gut.
So what's the magic number? It's fiber. And this isn't some vague suggestion, it's a really clear target. Almost every expert we looked at agrees on this: 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day. And why is that so important? Well, because fiber is literally food for your good gut bacteria. You have to feed those little guys to keep your gut and, by extension, your entire body running smoothly.
And you know what? Hitting that number is way simpler than you might think. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of fancy supplements. For example, just eating a couple of guavas can give you a huge chunk of your daily fiber right there. Throw in some beans, some veggies, some whole grains throughout the day, and you're pretty much golden.
Now, another thing all the experts agree on is when you eat. You might have heard it called time-restricted eating or this dawn to dusk idea. It's actually super simple. You just try to align your eating schedule with your body's natural clock, its circadian rhythm. By giving your gut at least 12 hours of rest every night, you let it repair and reset itself. This can make a huge difference in your gut health and how your body processes sugar.
Okay, so we've got our rest, we've got our fuel. Let's talk about pillar number 3, the engine that actually carries you through life. And the expert advice here, it's not about running marathons or becoming some kind of pro bodybuilder. Nope, it's just about moving your body with purpose and doing it consistently.
And here it is, straight from a personal trainer. It's not about the intensity. It is all about consistency. The goal isn't to go completely destroy yourself in the gym once a month and then not be able to walk for a week. It's about building a sustainable habit, strength training at least twice a week. That's it. That's what builds a strong, resilient body that will serve you for the long haul.
And this leads us to a really crucial mindset shift. We have got to stop obsessing over the number on the scale, because when your only focus is losing weight, you often end up losing precious muscle mass, and that can totally crash your metabolism. The real goal, the one that matters, is to change your body composition. That means building muscle while losing fat. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. The more of it you have, the healthier and faster your metabolism becomes.
So here's a much better number to track. For men, an ideal body fat percentage for great health is right around 17 to 20%. This number tells you so much more about your metabolic health than your total weight ever could. It's a target that actually reflects true health, not just some arbitrary number on a scale.
So this brings us to our final, and you could argue, the most critical pillar of them all, the captain of the ship, your mind. Because look, you can have the most perfect diet and the best exercise plan in the world, but if your mind isn't on board, none of it is ever going to stick.
Neurologists explain that all of us have this constant battle going on inside our heads. You've got your prefrontal cortex, that's your logical brain, the planner. It knows that going to the gym is going to pay off in 6 months. But then you have your limbic system. That's your impulsive, emotional brain. It doesn't care about 6 months from now, it wants pleasure right now. It wants that instant gratification, that 2-day Amazon Prime delivery of dopamine you get from eating the cake.
Just understanding that this conflict is happening is the first step to winning it. Because every single time you choose the healthy habit over the instant reward, you're actually strengthening that prefrontal cortex. It's like a muscle. The more you work it in one area of your life, the stronger it gets across the board.
So, how do all these pieces fit together? This is really important to understand. These 4 pillars, they're not independent things you can work on separately. You can't just focus on one and let the others slide. They are all part of one deeply interconnected system.
I mean, just think about it. You have a bad night's sleep, what happens the next day? Your willpower, your prefrontal cortex, is weaker. You're way more likely to give in to your limbic system's cravings for junk food. And then that bad food choice makes you feel sluggish and tired, so you have zero energy to exercise. See how that works? One pillar starts to crumble, and it can bring the others right down with it.
But the reverse is also true. And this is the powerful part. Just improving one of these pillars can set off a positive chain reaction. Getting better sleep gives you the mental strength to make better food choices. Eating better food gives you the physical energy to move more. And moving more helps you sleep better at night. It's a virtuous cycle. You don't have to fix everything all at once. Just start with one. So, the only question is, which one will it be for you?